Hey guys, I have done lots of Zulily shopping haul videos over the last couple years that I've been on YouTube, and sometimes I pepper in my tips for shopping on Zulily, but I thought that I would just sit down and record all of my top tips in one place for you to reference. So if you're not already familiar, the site Zulily was started almost 10 years ago now, and it was primarily a shopping site for children's apparel, and then I think later it expanded to women's also. But they currently have millions of customers. They've expanded greatly, and they actually were acquired by the QVC shopping channel like 5 years ago. So they've expanded a lot, but basically it's a site where there are different deals every day on different brands, and they're all kind of limited time things. So it can seem kind of overwhelming, but I have some tips that can help you to kind of make it easier to shop and make sure that you're getting the best deals there. So my first tip is to check regularly. You really never know what you're going to find on that site. As I mentioned, it started out as women's and children's clothing, and now they really have all kinds of apparel, housewares, food, furniture, electronics, all sorts of items on there. So you can actually subscribe to alerts for certain brands when they become available, or if there's a specific item that you were looking at that sold out, you can subscribe to be notified if it comes back. I found that those don't always work reliably, so I really do recommend, if you have the time and inclination, to just go in and kind of browse through the site every day, and if there is something in particular that you're looking for, just do a search even, and just see what comes up for that brand or that item. My second tip is to make sure that you combine your shipping. So unlike a lot of other sites, you don't get like free shipping when you spend over a certain amount. It's a flat fee on shipping for your order, but it extends to all items that you order over the course of a day. And also, if you order on a Friday, that flat shipping rate extends for the whole weekend. So I actually make a lot of my purchases on a Friday, and then on Saturday and Sunday I'll kind of go back in and make sure there wasn't anything else I wanted to add, since I now have free shipping through the weekend. So tip number 3 is for you to plan ahead. And by that I mean prepare for things to take a really long time to ship. Just go in with that expectation. It's not going to be overnight shipping like Amazon. It's not even probably going to be a week, or maybe even 2 weeks. Even prior to the global pandemic, things took a long time to ship, like a month or more. And you know, probably nothing that's going on currently has helped with the shipping speed. So sometimes it can be a little, not misleading, but you know, it might be August and you're shopping on there looking at summer clothes, but by the time it reaches you, it could be September or October. So if there's really something you need, like at a specific time, you need a certain item, you're getting something for a gift that you need very soon, I would probably not try to do a last minute purchase on Zulily. So tip 4, and I have mentioned this before when I've shown my Zulily purchases, is to make sure that you are getting a good deal. You know, just because they say that something is a deal or it's on sale or it's a special event, it may or may not actually be. Almost everything that you can find on Zulily, you can also find on a different site or a different store. So make sure you just do a quick search if there's something you're looking at, and you know, see how the price on Zulily compares. Also keep in mind that on Zulily you're paying that price plus the shipping cost, and you might not get it for weeks and weeks and weeks, whereas you might be able to get it either for cheaper or free shipping or faster from somewhere else. I also don't really trust the original price that they post sometimes with some of the items. Just like any store, you know, that's what the manufacturer says it should be sold at, but it's not always what the actual item ends up being priced at in a store. So don't go by that. Just to see if you're getting a good deal, again, try to do a search, especially if it's like a brand name thing, a designer thing, whatever. You should probably pretty easily be able to find what the going rate is for those items. And kind of a tip 4B is to check the reviews on the items. Reviews are something that they've added to Zulily kind of relatively recently, and they actually don't display until they've reached a certain number of reviews for that item. I don't know if it's 5 or 10, but you won't actually see any reviews until a certain number of people have posted one. But that's, you know, a really good place to get information on the sizing and the quality. Again, make sure you're getting a good deal on that. And related to that also, please do leave a review for items that you have purchased so that, you know, you help the next person out by bumping up the total number of reviews for that item. So tip number 5 is to take advantage of any other discounts. Sometimes Zulily will just hand out store credit to people. I don't know if it's maybe because I haven't purchased anything in a while and they miss me, or they're just giving credit, but sometimes you just end up with store credit. Sometimes if you have some kind of customer service issue, they kind of try to make it up to you by like throwing you $10 of credit. So you can probably pretty easily end up with store credit. Also, you know, sites like Rakuten, which used to be Ebates, give cash back on Zulily. I think normally it's like 1%, but every little bit helps. So I always make sure I'm shopping through there if I'm shopping on Zulily. And, you know, watch for like % off sales. Sometimes they have special events on the site where certain items are like very deeply discounted. So watch out for all of those things. But also, don't be misled. So for example, they might have like a special deal event where like a certain style of shoe is on sale for a really good deal. It might be in, you know, a page like with many other shoes from that brand or whatever, and it's just that one style that's on sale. So make sure you're watching out for that. You know, they might suck you in with that one offer, but then you might see something else that you like in there that's not on sale, and that's how they get you. And my final tip is, don't stress out. If you start watching the site regularly, you will probably see that a lot of the same brands and items come up pretty regularly on Zulily. So if you miss like a brand event one week, it might be back in the next couple weeks. They seem to have a lot of brands that are pretty regular on their site. Also, just because the official event ended, you may still be able to find some of the items from that brand on the site. So just because they're not grouped in with a certain brand event, you may still be able to find them one-off if you do a search. But do pay attention to the prices, because sometimes after a special event is over, yeah, some of those items might still be listed, but they might not be at as steep of a discount. So in conclusion, if there is a specific item that you want or need right now, Zulily probably is not the place to get it. I kind of look at it more as like a TJ Maxx or a Home Goods, where there's a lot of variability of what you'll find, and if you just kind of go in like with an open mind, maybe you're just looking for a certain category of thing, or you know, maybe you're just browsing or shopping for fun. It works a lot better that way if you're not kind of on a time crunch or searching for a specific item. So the types of items that I get there are just things that I see and want to try, or items that I'm already familiar with that I want to get more of, or I also get a lot of gifts on there, and those are purchased way in advance. So like I've been stocking up on Christmas gifts for people for like the last 6 months. I'll get someone a birthday gift months in advance if I see something on there that looks like something they would enjoy, and just hang on to it until the event comes up. But again, if you need something within a certain time frame, I wouldn't necessarily count on Zulily. I've never had like a disaster situation, but I have had things, you know, that did take much longer than expected. I also had, just for an example, some items that I had purchased for Christmas presents months ago that got canceled at the last minute, because they actually usually work with like suppliers. They don't keep a lot of stuff in a warehouse themselves, and so sometimes that vendor, it might turn out that they don't actually have the inventory that they planned or whatever. So it's not usually Zulily's fault, but those types of things happen and you have to be flexible with it. So I hope you found that helpful, and I hope that makes your Zulily shopping experience a little more pleasant. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, because like I mentioned, I do actual hauls of my Zulily shopping all the time, so I'm sure you will see some more in the future. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!
No.